Hi, good people. Suzie Yule Diadem, living positively regardless. Doesn't matter the point at which you are in life, but we love positivity all the way. Thank you so much for keeping it here at Suzie Yule Diadem. I bless God for all of you, my new subscriber, the people who have been with me from day one. I still say thank you so much. And we are continuing to grow. We are on our journey to 6,000 subscribers. Please share my content. Let those people who have not yet watched my content watch, so that they can also have an opportunity to subscribe, so that we can also grow. So please share my content. And if you've not subscribed, because I've realized there are many people who are watching, they have not subscribed, kindly just touch that subscribe button. Haina malipo, you don't pay anything to subscribe, and you will support me to grow. Wow. Today is those days that I say we live positively regardless, because honestly, there are people who have really hurt me, but I'm living positively regardless. They're looking at me. So guys, it's good to encourage yourself in the Lord. But from the previous short clip that you have watched, I've tried to prank my husband. He's unprankable. I'm not sure I want to take that route of pranking him, but I must do something to make him know that I can prank, because I think right now he thinks I cannot make a prank on him. So I'll still come back to him. So tonight or today, I have a guest in the show, and with a very, very interesting topic of the day. Because most of the time, I'll just introduce our topic today. Most of the time, I've had many ladies say, and somehow I feel like I feel them, I can understand them. When ladies say, if you want to cut onion, take the phone of your husband and start going through it. I don't know how true it is, whether it is a fallacy, whether it is true, whether it is, but somehow I feel like I relate with my fellow ladies as we say that. So what I decided is that I have a man in the show who I want him to try and tell us more about that, and how healthy it is to have your partner's phone and you going through it and checking who is texting him. Like for me, I want to be allowed to be checking my husband's phone every night, just to make sure that no one is disturbing him. But I don't know how safe it is. So tonight we shall be talking about those cutting of onions. I don't know, are you there and you have ever cut onion? Share with us your experience. So before I take a lot of your time, I want to introduce our guest officially in the show. So hi, Alex.
Hi, Suzie, my dear wife.
How are you?
I'm good.
I wanted you to be a guest.
Yes.
Me, I'm not your dear.
Indeed, you are.
Oh, thank you. I love you so much, my
Love
husband.
you so much, honey.
For the people who could be joining us for the first time, maybe they don't know who Alex is. Of course, they have heard you, my husband, but maybe they don't know who Alex is, what he does. Is his work only marrying Susan? So please introduce yourself to the people who don't know you.
Hi, viewers. Suzie, I'm very grateful to be in this show today. My name is Alexander Muchiri Sendi. I come from Kirinyaga County in a small village called Giriambu. Giriambu is a compound name meaning Giria and then Bu, meaning during the time of the missionaries, there were so many bulls of the demons that were shouting around that place. And that through the work of the gospel, the demons were silenced. So the name Giriambu, that's where I come from.
Or silencing what are bu now? Silencing the shouts of the evil.
Of the demons.
Oh, wow.
The spirits that manifested themselves at around Giriambu were silenced by the work of the missionaries who arrived in Giriambu in 1917.
Oh.
And he preached the work of the gospel, and those spirits, they were silenced. So Giriambu, meaning they silenced the spirits of the demons that were manifesting themselves in that area. So that place called Giriambu is where I come from. And Giriambu is in Kirinyaga East County. That's where I went to school, primary school. In a school called Giriabu Primary School. Then I went to Kiamutogo Boys High School, still in the same place. Then after completing the high school, I went for the formative pastoral training at St. Andrews College of Theology and Development in the same place.
Oh.
Then on in life, went on to the university to further my studies in theology. I did my undergraduate at St. Paul's University, Limuru. That's why I did my undergraduate. To the postgraduate, where I did a master's in theology, specializing in the New Testament. Maybe in nutshell, that's what I am. To my family life, I want to say that I got married to my late wife, who left us in 2021. She went to be with the Lord and left me with 3 children and 6 grandchildren. When you came to my life, you became the mom to those children and grandma to those children. And then when she left me, that part of my story. A time came after 3 years. I started feeling hollow, alone, and lonely. And by God's grace, God gifted me with you to fill that vacuum. And I thank God for what God has made us become, that we have become a therapy to one another. That's briefly my journey of life. In nutshell, there is a lot that we can talk on my life, but maybe for now we can do that summary.
Okay. Wow. Hey, your summary yako ni heavy. It's so heavy. Yeah. It's so weighty.
Yeah.
Wow. I thank God for you, and I'm glad that you're the guest of today. And there is no better way of discussing this. And I feel safe that we are doing it with you, because I believe that this wisdom is not going to only benefit the viewers, but it is starting from my household. So I'm happy. You said you've done theology. Have you practiced?
Honey, I've practiced theology because I have been a minister of the gospel for many years. I retired early. I went on early retirement after serving for 7 years.
Okay.
So you can see I've been the minister for quite a long time.
Wow.
From a junior pastor, I think the highest level in Anglican Church that I serve is being an archdeacon. In ACK Kirinyaga Diocese.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. And that's how I became a member of ACK Kirinyaga Diocese.
Yes.
St.
Paul's.
Kutus. That is where we fellowship.
Yes.
Now, on to the topic of today. The reason as to why I've asked you whether you have practiced I was imagining that after doing theology, you definitely became a servant in the house of God.
Yes.
And this is where you get to counsel so many couples, people who are intending to get married, people who have been married for a year, people who have been married for 10 years. I'm imagining pastors get to counsel such people. And so I'm feeling like for the topic of today, then it will be very helpful to us. For I believe probably in the course of how many years? 37 years of your service.
Yes.
So I'm imagining you have handled maybe similar cases of that magnitude, right? Before we go very far, let's go to your marriage. You've been into marriage for 34 years,
34 years
and 6 months. We are going how many? 4 months.
Yeah, now the 5th month.
We are doing 5 months. So you've been in marriage.
It's a long time, 5 months.
Yes. So you've been in marriage for 34 years, 5 months.
Yes.
Let me know.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been, you and your late wife?
Mm-hmm.
The phone, how have you treated the issue of a phone?
Mm-hmm. Maybe I want to say that those days when we were beginning our family, the main modes of communication then, either you walk or drive in public means of transport, or self-drive, or write a letter. Then there are those telephone booths that we're using those days. So we come from a background where methods of communication and their own complications.
Okay.
And I remember in my family, we held a mobile telephone back in the year 2002. And so you ask how have we handled ourselves in the family, as in the marriage, as far the issue of telephone is concerned.
Even before you answer me,
Yes.
so first, hamkuwa na simu. You used to use the booth.
The booth,
The
yes.
one you would
Yes,
call,
yes.
I think I also found the booth there.
Yes, yes.
They were still working when I was trying to see if I can talk to someone from a distance.
Yes, yes.
So you were using the booth then.
Yeah.
Then later in your marriage, at some point technology grew. And you were able to acquire a phone.
A mobile
Every
phone.
time has the feeling of having a phone.
I tell you, you would walk in the village holding it like this. And I remember the first phone my late wife and I had was this type called the Nokia. It was the best phone then, and the most expensive. So you want people to know.
You have a mobile phone.
I have
you have a gadget.
I have a gadget. I have a tool here.
So actually, you owned one, both of you.
Yes, both of. No, I had one first, and also got hers.
Yes.
And so it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
You are regarded most privileged that you are able to acquire a mobile telephone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you ask how we handled the issue of the phone. We did not have guiding rules as to how we use the phone. It's like we were free to use the phones. Was free to take my phone and handle it. I was free to take her phone and handle it. If there were bank transactions that need to be done using my phone, I would give her my phone and she could go and handle them. Those things, I had no problem with her doing some texts. Somebody can call and she would tell me so and so is calling. Then I'll tell him, take the phone on my behalf and answer it. She could also tell me, do this text for me to that person, because also she was a pastor in the church. So she had a lot of pastoral laws to do and friends to communicate to. And she relied on me on doing those texting for her. So we didn't have we didn't feel threatened when one is handling the phone on the other. And there are rules that the natural rules that governed us. One is that we did not use the mobile phone as a tool for fault finding. Because that is one of the mistakes we make when you are handling your partner's phone. What you are after is fault finding. And the problem that comes is that sometimes you might find a fault where it is actually not really a fault, because things are not always what they look like. Also, we did not allow the usage of the phone as a place to hide from one another. So not fault finding, but also not hiding from one another. Because if I'm using my spouse's phone as a tool for fault finding, you know, there is the Kikuyu saying, I don't know whether I'll be able to put it in English, that it says, "Mwedhionge ndamwagaga."
He who looks for the other must find them.
Yes. If really I'm looking for opium,
Where? I didn't use that word.
Kwako, and that's what I want to fight.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll find it even where it is not really opium. So so that is one of the ways we abuse the use of the phone. Of the phone. We did not do that. Fault finding. Then if then I'm also using it to hide, for there are things that I want to hide on the phone, and you know the saying that the guilty are always afraid, and so I might find myself. There are things that I want to hide on the phone. The other day, honey, I encountered I think something on the social media that was saying that when you see your spouse, anytime going to answer phone call, is going to answer phone calls very far away from where you are, and it says, I'm looking for network, and it says, don't be stupid. Follow him or her where he has gone and help him find the network.
Definitely.
If I cannot find the network when you are here, and I'm going to look for it outside there, then honey, let's go together.
Let's do it. Right?
Look for the network together.
That one I agree. Now, since you're able to see then and now, because there's something that is crossing my mind and I'm wondering, anyway, then, what was there to hide? Comparing the phone today and them days, because like my dad also had a Nokia. Hey, he was doing well. He had a Nokia, and clearly what was on that phone was just texting and receiving messages and definitely calls. Today, I pick my husband's phone and I can just find myself in the gallery and I find the photos he has downloaded are communicating something. Or just something he has. So you comparing them days and today, do you think we can also be able to handle the phone the same way as then, where clearly there was not much to see from? I'm not sure you even knew how to use it beyond texting
and answering.
Yeah. And I'm imagining the two of you are pastors. So what you are saying is, praise God, pastor, my husband, my wife, the church needs, I need my child to be baptized, all that.
Yeah, the more or less the usage of the phone has increased. It's not like those days. Those days we knew it as a tool for only texting, answering, and maybe doing M-Pesa. That's what basically. But now there is just a lot. Just beyond that. There is a tool that has made work very easy. You can now get to anybody. It has made communication very easy. And so because of increased usage, there is still more sensitivity, and the more those rules that I've said, don't use it as a hideout and also as a fault finding. They apply even more now, because looking at us the way you are as the two pastors, and sometimes we get very close to people. What if, as I said, my late wife got a text. And they say to me, my dear, we have missed you a lot. Okay. Now, if she was looking for a fault, that would be a fault, isn't it?
Sure.
Who is this person? And especially if it's a person from the other gender. So this why we are saying never use a phone as a fault finding or as a witch hunting tool, because sometimes if you are not careful, you find a fault where it is not. The other day I saw a case in the social media of a person who is widowed and dating, and we were out on a date with a fiancé. And the fiancé was handling the phone, the man's phone, and a message popped. Honey, I love you so much. And the fiancé got mad. And they threw the phone to the man and called him all sort of names. When the temper cooled down, he said, just a minute, let's call the person who made this call. And they called. You know the one who answered? Said, hi, Daddy.
No, our daughters, please. Don't call my man honey. What would your daughter be calling you honey?
Okay. Depending on the intimate relationship between the daughter and the but you can see. So maybe later we may want to deal when maybe there are things that need to be sorted out. How we sorted them out. But you can see now there was a problem where a fault was found and actually
it was not existing.
Really a fault.
Wow, those are two very heavy points that we should not use the phone for fault finding. Neither should we make it like we are witch hunting or hiding anything. But I'm also looking at this situation because for me, where I would start, I would say, let my phone be my phone, let your phone be your phone. For this reason you're saying, like now, if that lady was not having your phone, I want to keep to a honey, you know, it is because sometimes things erupt for nothing. And especially in this era of internet, you just watching. I saw a fight also because a man had photos mingi sana of ladies who are blessed. You know, so and the wife was like, is it because me I'm slim, that's why you are keeping all these photos? As much as I want to join the wife, we ask why these photos, they are all there. Sometimes you just get online, you are on a certain app or you are searching something and something pops up, very nasty. And maybe someone just happens to come at that time. You know, even now you can see even like Facebook. The other day you were telling me it's like your Facebook has been hacked. I'm seeing some posts that are not. So so I'm imagining if my phone has something, you just found a photo, and as much as you're a human being, or someone has just decided they have seen a beautiful lady or they have seen a handsome man on Facebook and they have decided to text you or to message you, and then me niko kwa simu yako. For me to avoid the heartbreak and the pain, why don't I just remain with my phone and you remain with your phone, and we avoid the misunderstandings?
What I feel is this: I want to agree. A phone is a private gadget. I want to agree, but also I want to take our position. Not absolutely. It is private, but not absolutely private, because However, we're going to call it private. There are instances when it is produced in a court of law as evidence for things that might have happened. So it's a private space, and that must be respected, but also understood. Because if it becomes a private space, respected and not understood, then there will be darkness that will lead to greater problems. And those issues you are mentioning becomes a problem when there is issues of trust. Because, for example, if you came through my phone and you find a lady is undressing me romantically, I think to start with is inquire from me what this one is. If I'm genuine, I'm due to tell you who this one is, and probably by making just a phone call to that person, issues will be resolved. But then as long as now when you begin, as I said, using the phone to which hand, then you are engaging in somebody's privacy. That anytime I hold your phone, I'm scanning through the text. The sole purpose is to see how many men have texted you, have chatted you. Then when I'm doing that, I'm invading on your privacy. Okay? But you have to realize, even if you are not doing that, and sometimes I give you my phone and I tell you, text this, and honey, you have handled my phone and done some things for me. And a message may just pop in. Now, if it pops in, the best thing is be objective and discuss it, and you might realize what you thought was a problem was actually not
a problem. Well, let me ask this question very directly. As a pastor, do you think it's okay, or is it justifiable? Because most of the time, this has happened mostly to ladies. For men, I don't think there is anything. The only thing you can find maybe to a lady is when they are backbiting you with her mother, her sister, and all that. But for men, many ladies would cut onions. Do you think you would advise ladies to leave alone men's phone?
If there are trust issues, what I'm talking about, trust issues, because the reason why this lady is taking her husband's phone, witch hunting, is because there are trust issues that need to be dealt with first. Because either the phone is used, is touched or not touched. When there are issues of trust, there's a big problem there that need to be addressed. And once trust issues are addressed, and there is what you call enhanced levels of accountability and transparency, where as a woman, you can vouch for your husband that I don't really need to keep on checking his texts. In fact, nobody will tell you not to check, because you realize there is nothing to fight, because indeed there is nothing, and if something is found, it can be talked about. When issues of trust are addressed, then it will be easy to handle each other phone without any problem. But don't handle your spouse's phone with a motive of witch hunting. If that is the motivating factor, then you get it wrong, because you end up fighting.
For sure.
Yeah.
You will for sure cry.
You will cry for sure, because you find faults. I'm not saying that they are real faults that are a threat, and it is important if they are known, they are addressed. But also, in many cases, you might find what you thought was a fault, it wasn't really a fault. It's good to respect your spouse's fault. It is privately his or hers, but not absolutely private, to the extent that if I found you handling my phone, I'll come and snatch it from you.
I can do that just to protect you from hurting yourself for nothing.
If there is nothing there that can hurt me, you have nothing to protect me from. By the way, by taking it from me, what you are doing, you are making even more suspicious. What I would rather do is let you handle it, if there is need of handling it, because there is no way you can tell your wife or your husband that absolutely don't touch my phone. You cannot you cannot do that, because there are circumstances from time to time when your phone will be in the hands of your spouse. What is he doing with that phone? What is he doing with that phone? As a hideout too, or as witch hunting too? When you do those things, then you are infringing on somebody's privacy. If something will come, let it come itself.
Wow. Thank you. Viewers, you have heard it from the man of God. I hope I will be repeating what he has said by saying a phone is a private gadget. Don't invade in your spouse's space, privacy. That's what we are saying, right? We only handle our spouse's phone when it is very necessary. When maybe you need to transact by M-Pesa, maybe you need to, but not handling your spouse's phone. So for us ladies, to avoid cutting onions, and also there would be few men who would still be hurt by handling.
Anyone can be hurt, because we also realize both the genders. We realize these days we can use the phones for both the genders, as long as you have nothing to fear about your phone, then you should not be afraid. In case you find it in your spouse's hands, because there is nothing to hide. And should there something pop in, it can be discussed and explained. But in normal circumstances, the respect your spouse's phone. But as I've said, it's a private space that need to be respected, but also need to be understood.
Wow. Has that brought us to the end of our discussion about the phones? So you had something else to tell us?
Unless there's something you want to ask?
Not really, because I think we needed to understand and to learn about the phone being a private gadget, and especially where a lady takes and now they cry, because sometimes you find we are so much at peace with you, we are happy, everything is okay, until I get to your phone. And now I see something, I just see, like you're saying, maybe it's your daughter who have just written, and we start fighting. So I think it is good to emphasize that it should not be used for fault finding, and also not for hiding space. And also it should be understood that it is a private space. You should not just go and start like searching what your spouse has been doing through the day and all that, to avoid misunderstandings in marriages.
You see, honey, the reason why a spouse, either man or the woman, will be temperamental because of the information he or she gets on the phone. I say the big problem is trust. If you become wild, if you came and asked me, well, honey, I've gotten this message from this lady, Kwani, what is there? When you ask me that, I need to settle down and tell you, I'll tell you about this person. And I'll explain you, and I would think the best thing to be on the safe side is good in many cases to accept the explainer you are given by your spouse. I'm saying this, sometimes it is hard because now, how do you get the truth from the other end? And sometimes the benefit of doubt, even if it is 5%, is good to give your partner. If that partner, your spouse, have done her best to explain the circumstance that surrounds that. Because that 5% could be the truth. And 95 that you think may not be the truth.
The truth.
So it's always give one another benefit of doubt.
There's a pastor who preached to us and he told us, you men, for you, a wise man, if you're found by your spouse doing ABCD, the first thing is to say, no, I didn't. The second one, you say, no, I did. And the third one, you say, no, I did. Regardless the situation. So that's why I say it's a bit harder to accept the explanation, but I think anyway, even if you don't accept, you will still be given the same.
And you know now, a mature man, a mature woman, who does not take her spouse for granted, would be willing to accept, here, honey, I'm wrong. Can you forgive me? Because when there is a confirmatory evidence that what you have seen on my phone is the real truth, that I'm cheating on you, for example. However, I try to make it black learned, I cannot, the truth will always remain the truth. And as a pastor, I normally say, a sin which is accepted and confessed, it is healed. But a sin which is denied and not repentant and not forgiven, it kills. So as a man, when your wife is telling you this is glaring true, this is what is happening, and you are using your masculine authority to cow her down, what we need to know is that you are denying her sin, you are not repenting it, and eventually it will kill you. And it goes both sides. The best thing is to acknowledge that here I'm wrong and it will not be repeated again.
Wow. Thank you so much for that insight. We are grateful that you have been able, you've made us understand something today about the phones. And thank you for coming. Keep coming at Suzie Yule Diadem. My viewers loves you so much that I can tell. So keep coming here until you cannot stop coming. So baraka sana. And thank you for today's topic. Bye for now.
Bye.
So guys, let's meet on the next video. Bye.